Heinz, both while I was there and what you can observe now, the role of content really varies a lot by brand, and in fact some brands, there's about 10 brands in the portfolio, some don't actually do any content work. For those that do, most of the content is around either cooking or recipes, so primarily then for the consumer, it's intended to kind of provide utility, but for the brand it'd be largely about trying to drive buy rate or additional usage. But for the hero products, Heinz ketchup, it's actually a little bit more entertainment oriented. So it's kind of mostly around from Facebook and from Twitter, and largely quirky and fun things that kind of help drive the emotional connection with the brand, which is largely around this idea of life is happier with Heinz. Sure, I think in general, and this is maybe not a Heinz specific comment, I think there is a real herd mentality around content right now. Every brand chasing content and for various reasons, and maybe a bit, some cases, misguided. I think basically content will continue to be about one of two things. Either it's going to provide utility for the consumer or it's going to provide entertainment. And I think brands over time will begin to self-select and figure out whether or not they really belong in the content game. If they do that well, they'll figure out why they're doing it, to which of those purposes, or both, and then the rest of the brands will probably move on to things that are more efficient for those brands. But I do believe it'll continue to be about either utility or entertainment. Yeah, there's a brand that immediately comes to mind in terms of inspirational content, and it's Chipotle. So Chipotle does a really super job, and they've done a couple of neat things. I think they've been a little bit groundbreaking as well. So they did a 4-part Hulu series. It was only available on Hulu, and it was kind of a soap opera parody, kind of involved this big food versus natural food, and then a little bit of a romance angle, and it was kind of over the top, but fun and thought-provoking. So I thought they did a fantastic job with that. In addition to that, they did this Cultivating Thought series. You'll find that, I think, in various places, but you certainly find it like in store, like on their cups, and you sit there and you read, but they actually do some really nice things. So in general, I think they're working hard using content to prompt people to think and think differently about where their food comes from, which of course then reinforces the value of Chipotle and their, I think, food with integrity.